Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having fun. Today I thought I would share something that I wrote yesterday, I don't know. Basically, I was recently in a funk, if you don't know. Shocking news, I'm never in a funk. So, I got out of the funk. I am just completely out of it, which is amazing. And so I thought I would write down things that help me out of my funk, and I literally made like a plan for myself, so I thought I would share it because, like, why not? And for me personally, I can't possibly get out of a funk like, oh, I'm in a bad mood, let's change it. Like, I need to lay in my misery for a little bit, so after I'm done doing that, I do this. So I thought I would share it. I literally wrote a freaking plan, so here we go. Okay, so the first tip I have is to let yourself feel, which we all love. So I did kind of make a video about this, just talking about how I do it, because I also struggle with this. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below. But first, you need to let yourself cry, scream, kick things. Just try not to kick people. I don't know, just like think about it. Think about what's making you upset and like feel it. And the next thing that you can do in this category of letting yourself feel is this like meditation sort of thing that I also talked about in the video that I mentioned before. The link is down below. But basically, I'll explain it again quickly. You close your eyes, breathe in and out a few times just so you get, you know, relaxed and stop thinking as much. And then you're just gonna ask yourself, how do I feel right now? And the point of this practice meditation is that you don't like intellectually come up with an answer. You need to let yourself feel it and like let your body give you the answer, which I know sounds stupid and like what, but it actually works. Because I'm the type of person that I always like intellectualize, is that a word? My feelings, like instead of feeling them, I think about them. So like if I can do this exercise, then anyone can. And yeah, so then you just let yourself feel. And if you've been through a lot of traumas and things like that, your like body might physically hurt. For example, like my chest hurts like crazy. Like it feels like I can't breathe. That is pretty common. So don't get scared if that happens. But what you need to do is like dive into that pain and like experience it fully. Don't resist it, because what you resist will persist. Which I know is like the opposite of what you want to do, but that's the whole point of this exercise. And once you do this the first time, you'll see that it's actually like the process isn't obviously the most pleasant, but it's actually not that scary because nothing bad happens. Like, you feel it really intensely and you might feel it physically, or you just like bawl your eyes out, but afterwards you almost feel like your pieces were brought together or something. I don't know, it's a strange feeling, but it's very, very good. So I recommend this. Oh, and then you'll know when you're done with the exercise. Like, don't push yourself, oh, you should like stop feeling right now, we're done with this is unpleasant. Like, when you feel like you've just felt everything and you feel peaceful, that's when you stop the exercise and you just breathe in, breathe out a few times and open your eyes and you're great. So just a reminder. Okay, the next little category step is to find the reason behind how you feel. There's a common misconception that you just feel something without a reason, which I know you sometimes feel like that. That's actually not true. You always have a reason to feel the way you feel, even though it might not be obvious or you might not see it, but there's always a reason. But sometimes you just need to dig like really deep to find it. Okay, so the first thing that you can do, I think it's called stream of consciousness or pages, I don't know, something. But basically you're just gonna write 3 pages. So it can be like in your journal or like the big ones, whatever you want. But the point of this is that you just write whatever comes to your mind, whatever you feel, even if you're like, I don't know what to write. you just write down, like, I don't know what to write. There's no like limits, just put everything onto that piece of paper. And you kind of see like what's going on in my brain, because sometimes it just feels like a huge ass mess, and that way you can see that mess on paper and it becomes less messy. Maybe. The third thing that you can do is from my favorite book that I haven't mentioned yet, Shadows Before Dawn. This is from the 9th chapter, Expressing Yourself. It's page 141 if you have this book. But if you don't, I'll have screenshots of the questions right here. So basically this is like an exercises to figure out what the root of the problem is. So sometimes your problem, the reason why you're feeling bad on the surface is that, I don't know, your best friend ignored you, and that like really upsets you. And so through this exercise you figure out where that actually comes from, like what the root of the problem is. And it might be that like your mom was busy and like didn't really show much interest in you, and for some reason finding the root of the problem just makes you feel so much better, and like you have a little bit more control over how you feel and like how your life is going. So I really like this. There's basically like 5 steps. First one is anger, and there's a few questions. Pain, a few questions. Fear, understanding, and love. So I'm gonna have them here. Please do this exercise. Like, it's one of the best things ever. I love this. I do it every time I feel like horrible. So, or what you can do if you don't want to do this or the pages, you can talk to yourself out loud. That usually helps, because again, your mind just seems less messy. At least for me, I'm just one of those people that like resolves problems and all that through communicating, whether it's on paper, to myself, to someone else, whatever. That's just me. We're all different, so just figure out what works for you. But yeah, or you can talk to like a person that is very supportive and nice, or a pet or something, just whatever feels good. You can record yourself on your phone if that helps. Just find what works for you. Okay, the third step slash category is figure out what the outcome of the situation is. So first, you're gonna ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Because I personally believe that you never go through things just like as a coincidence, because life just wants to laugh and it's like, okay, let's throw this shit and that bomb and that shit, you know? So I feel like you get problems in your life because it's supposed to be a lesson. So figure out what can you learn from it, and you can always learn something from a bad situation or a good one, but usually more from a bad one, which is great. So just write down what you can learn from that, and again, it's gonna make you feel better because you're like, oh, okay, I get why I maybe had to go through this. And then the next question that you ask yourself is, can I do anything about this situation? And if so, make a plan, because that way you kind of again feel like you have a little bit more control and you can do something about it. Like, it's not gonna stay this way forever, and that's usually pretty nice. Okay, the fourth and last step slash category is to make yourself feel better. And like to take care of you, because all of the previous steps were more about just like that emotion and how to feel it and figure it out, and this is more about like feeling better, because that can be pretty overwhelming. It feels good afterwards because it's like, oh, I can breathe. But then it's nice to kind of pick yourself up a little bit if that feels good. If it doesn't feel good, if you want to lay in your misery for a little bit, do that. But when you feel like you want to feel better, do this. Don't like push yourself out of your feelings, because that's not good. That never ends well. Okay, so these are just some suggestions that I wrote down for myself. Again, different people like different things, so here's just a bunch of suggestions that I'm just gonna read, and if anything seems like it would be fun, try to do that. First, you can like take care of yourself in like a physical way. You can like take a bath or do your nails, like have a facial, you know, girly things like that. You can read, you can draw, you can paint, you can make a collage, you can take pictures, you can make a freaking video, like you can learn how to edit, you can hang out with people you love, or with your pets. You can like play cards and games like that. You can go outside in nature and just explore, or have a picnic by yourself or with friends. If you want to just lay in your misery for a little bit, you can just watch your favorite movie or your favorite TV show or a YouTube video. Or you can find some new music, create a playlist. Okay, that's all I planned for myself, so next time I feel like shit, I'll just watch this video back and try to do this. If you have any other tips, anything that I didn't mention that like helps you get out of a rut or just like a horrible mood, let me know down below. And I think I'll go now. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.